Hello, everyone. My name is Hyunju Moon. I'm working at Chungbuk National University in Korea, and I'm interested in the IT accessibility. And I have been collaborate with NIDA, the primary authority on IT accessibility in Korea, to work on standardizing accessibility. Today, I will introduce kiosk accessibility policies and cases in Korea. Since 2018, the continuous increase in minimum wage in Korea has placed a growing burden on small business owners. In response, small business owners have been trying to reduce labor costs by adapting unmanned systems such as kiosks and robots. Moreover, the unforeseen COVID-19 pandemic rapidly accelerated the adoption of contactless culture, and one of the most noticeable social change was to widespread use of kiosks to replace the human labor. Kiosks are used in various industries. If classified broadly, it can be categorized into two types of kiosks. The first is self-service kiosks. Self-service kiosks handle tasks such as order placement and document issuance. Examples of self-service kiosks are unmanned civil application issuance machines at community service center, financial automation devices at a bank, prescription issuing machines at a hospital, certificate issuance machines at universities, fee settlement machines at parking lots, ticket vending machines at transportation terminals or movie theaters, etc. Information kiosks provide users with necessary information. Examples of information kiosks are integrated information system at airports or train stations, tourism information systems, promotional information systems at department store, location guidance system at underground parking, and search systems at bookstores or libraries. Not only that, but the type of kiosks are diversifying at a rapid pace. Recently, it has become easy to encounter kiosks in various areas of our daily lives. The pace of spread of the kiosk is really remarkable in Korea. As of 2023, it is estimated that there are approximately 540,000 kiosks installed in Korea. These kiosks are widely used, not only in public institutions such as government offices, banks, and hospitals, but also in private sectors such as movie theaters, supermarkets, fast food restaurants, and dining establishments. In fact, the fact that the number of kiosks has nearly tripled since 2019 clearly demonstrates the rapid expansion. It is estimated that the domestic kiosk market involves more than 300 companies producing and distributing over 1,000 different products. In the past, the kiosk market was centered around small and medium-sized enterprises. However, as the market expands, large corporations such as Samsung Electronics, LG Electronics, and CJ Olive Networks have also entered the market. On the other hand, from the perspective of service recipients, kiosks may not always be convenient. It is still unfamiliar to solve tasks through machines instead of people. It can be time-consuming to learn how to use different kiosks, as they may have different interfaces and functionalities. Sometimes you feel conscious of the people behind you. It is often difficult to know how to resolve issues during usage. This kind of problem is more pronounced among elderly individuals. A famous elderly YouTuber in Korea, Bang Mangye, filmed a video of herself trying to order a hamburger at a kiosk, but she failed to place the order. The video gained social attention. This became one of the triggers for raising social awareness about the kiosk accessibility. Kiosks are even harder for people with disabilities to use. Most kiosks only show information on screen without any audio. This makes them completely inaccessible for people with visual impairments. The touch screens are often installed too high, making it hard for people who are shorter or use wheelchairs to reach and press the buttons. Because of this, some people may have to give up using the kiosk or find other ways to get things done. This leads to even more inconvenience for people with disabilities and increased social exclusion. These problems cannot be solved by people with disabilities on their own. Kiosks need to be designed and built with everyone in mind, including people without disabilities, the elderly, and those with disabilities. But individual companies cannot handle this alone. This is why government support and coordination are necessary. In Korea, there are efforts to create laws and regulations to make sure kiosks are accessible to everyone. The Korean government is striving to address social issues caused by the proliferation of kiosks and the lack of accessibility through laws and policies. Korea has mandated the accessibility of kiosks through two laws. First, the Framework Act on Intelligent Informatization requires government agencies to ensure accessibility when providing information or services, making it easy for people with disabilities and elderly to use. The law applies to websites, mobile apps, and kiosks. The second is the Act on the Prohibition of Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities. It requires providers of goods, services, etc., to make reasonable accommodations necessary to enable people with disabilities to access and use kiosks on an equal basis with people without disabilities when they install or operate them. It took effect on January 2023. This law was applied to public institutions first, and the private sector is being phased sequentially based on their scale. In addition to this law, the Digital Inclusion Act is expected to be enacted soon, and kiosk accessibility is also regulated in laws such as the Welfare of the Aged Act. To implement the kiosk accessibility policy, relevant laws include notifications that specify detailed provisions. The Framework Act on Intelligent Informatization includes a notification for enhancing accessibility and convenience of information for people with disabilities and the elderly, which outlines accessibility requirements. The Ministry of Interior and Safety has separately designated a notification to ensure the accessibility of unmanned civil application issuance machines, while the Financial Service established standard for implementing accessibility in city ATMs. The accessibility guideline was established as national standard in 2016 and was revised in 2022. This guideline became a basis of the document 20071 part 31 under developing. With the complete revision of the Framework Act on Intelligent Informatization, a new system was introduced to encourage government agencies and others to prioritize the purchase of intelligent information products that ensure convenience access for all citizens. In other words, products that guarantee information accessibility. This system has been in effect since June 2021. In May 2022, kiosks were designated as a priority purchase category for intelligence information products. Additionally, a verification system was established to ensure the accessibility of products. The priority purchase system is operated through designated evaluation institutions. Business operators wishing to be selected as priority purchase targets submit an application to the evaluation institution. The institution conducts the evaluation and reports the result to the managing organization, NIA. NIA then performs an additional verification, and afterwards, a certificate is issued in the name of the Ministry of Science and ICT. Since the implementation of the system, the number of companies applying for verification has been steadily increasing. In Korea, an annual survey on information accessibility has been conducted since 2004. Since 2019, a survey on the information accessibility status has been conducted. Since 2022, the survey has been conducted on 1,000 kiosks across 17 metropolitan cities in 11 sectors. The survey measures compliance with the checklist based on national standards consisting of 35 requirements. In 2023, the average compliance level of kiosk accessibility was found to be 67.3 points, showing a slight increase compared to 66.8 points in 2022. However, in sectors closely related to people's daily lives, still remained low. And the Korean government built a kiosk UI platform where kiosk developers and users can share their needs and provide UI resources to developers. Through this platform, it is expected that awareness about kiosk accessibility will spread, and it will serve as a platform for information exchange among developers. The platform provides publicly accessible materials such as common processes and guides, as well as resources and tools to support UI development for developers to reference. Through the priority purchase system, many kiosks have passed accessibility verification. Here are a few examples of kiosk manufacturers implementing accessibility features. The height of controls on the kiosk is designed to be positioned between 400 millimeters and 1220 millimeters, considering the users of various heights, especially for the wheelchair users. Some kiosks offer height adjustment functionality. The height of the kiosk can be adjusted by pressing a button. The height adjustment button is sometimes provided as hardware and other times as an on-screen button. In many cases, the height of the touch screen can become an accessibility issue if it is installed too high. Therefore, some kiosks offer a mode that divides the touch screen and place controls only in the lower areas, rather than adjusting the entire control section through hardware. In this example, by pressing accessibility button and then lower screen button, the screen is divided and switches to the lower screen. In the priority purchase system, the height of the text is required to be at least 10 millimeter. This applies to text on the hardware and also to on-screen text. However, some users may find it difficult to read text with a height of 10 millimeters. For such users, some kiosks provide a text enlargement features. By pressing Zoom In button, the screen switches to a mode with a larger text. In this case, if the entire screen is enlarged along with the text, the navigation button may be created to allow users to view the hidden parts of the screen. Some kiosks provide a magnifier function. It allows users to move the magnifier and zoom in on specific parts of the screen. The contrast between the text and the background must be at least 4.5 to 1. This requirement applies to all text. However, some users may require higher contrast ratio for better clarity. The priority purchase system mandates the provision of the high contrast mode. In high contrast mode, information is displayed on a high contrast screen, such as black and white. For the people with visual impairments, the information provided on the kiosk must also be available in audio or braille format. Most kiosks provide audio guidance, and some kiosks provide braille out. In addition, for the people with visual impairments and for the people who is difficult to use the touch screen, methods for operation using keyboard and keypad is required. Every kiosk provides keyboard and keypad and guides users on how to use the keypad through audio or other means. Some kiosks provide a sign language avatar for people with hearing impairments. And although it is still a new attempt, there are kiosks that provides guidance through expressions and speech by a virtual human. Next is about time limits. Kiosks have time limits for each step. If the user does not respond, the kiosk must return to its initial state or the next user. To prevent the process from being interrupted unintentionally, the kiosk displays the remaining time for user interaction in the current state. If there is no interaction, the kiosk informs the user about the termination before forcibly ending the process. If desired, the user can expand the time. All screens must provide a home button. Using the home button, the user can cancel all previous processes and start over. A button that allows the user to move back step by step must also be provided. It enables the users to revise their selections or apply changes. Lastly, since kiosks require user to go through multiple steps to complete a task, it is easy for users to lose track of which step they are on. Providing pagination on each screen helps users stay aware of their current progress, making it easier to complete the task. So far, I have explained how kiosks in Korea are implementing accessibility with specific examples. Thanks to the efforts of governments, manufacturers, and disability organizations, awareness of the importance of kiosk accessibility is spreading in Korea. I hope that in the future, more innovative examples utilizing new technologies will continue to be created and shared. Thank you for listening.
Are there any comments, good question from the audience? Yes, the mic is coming.
In your presentation, there are two types of the kiosk. The one is self-service kiosk, and the other is information kiosk. So, what makes the difference between two kinds of kiosk?
I think the self-service kiosk has the interaction with users. So user have to choose or select, press something, and get some service from the kiosk. But in the information kiosk, it just provides information, but sometimes it can have some interaction, but less interaction with the self-service kiosk.
And then there are differences for the regulation between two kinds of. No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Any other question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for very interesting presentation. How do you think about the language selection? If the person who cannot read the Korean character cannot use this one. So the language selection is provided already.
I'm sorry, but would you say again? once more?
Language, how do you think about language selection?
Language interaction.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
language selection. For example,
Language selection.
Yes,
Korean,
Yes.
Japanese.
yes, English and so on.
Oh, we are considering the language selection in our national standard, but in the priority purchase system, we don't consider that because we mandate all requirements to the producers. So it is not easy for implementing multiple languages. It is, I think it could be burden for the industry, so we are not considering that.
Thank you very much.
Currently, yes.
Okay, no other question. I found it interesting to see the interaction between regulation and research and normalization for specific subjects. This is what we're working on. Thank you.